Hello and welcome back to another episode of Workplace Wizards. This is episode number 51, and this is where we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the S's, because there's more than just one type of S. And why not bring on the stage another S?
Good afternoon, Smally Smalls.
Good afternoon, Gavin. Why you call me Smally Smalls instead of Biggie Smalls? Oh, I understand. Biggie Smalls was already taken.
I'm a bit puzzled. Is it sunny in that office there? Is it sunny? Is it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Is it dark? I don't know.
Just wondering why you're wearing a sun hat. That's all.
Oh, it's Small World Solutions, man. I got to represent my company. I got to represent the company. Small World Solutions hat. But Gavin, we're gonna dive into the S's today. And when I say diving into the S's, there's three types of S's, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's SI and first let's talk about the S period. What does S mean? And let's sticking with the word letter S. Let's go with some words that describe the letter S.
Okay. So traditionally there's lots of, all these. What's interesting actually on now is that DISC across the world, people do interpret the letters slightly differently. So, for example, C is known as conscientiousness, or some people, and I kind of know more about compliance actually. Okay, so they are slightly different. So S's for me would be more around. They do about being about supportive, about service, about being steady, and those types of words, which is interesting because I am stable,
sincere,
yes.
If we're talking about S words, those hit it topic.
Yeah.
So
those are S words. Yeah. Yes.
So as an S, we're talking about individuals who are steady. We're talking about individuals that are stable. They're service oriented.
Yes.
They're sincere. They're very supportive. All right.
Yes.
And to go outside of the S's, then what do you got? Accommodating. They're helpful, humble, tactful, very patient. Yeah. And the biggest word for all of them is team player.
Yes. That's very much so. And I think, but words are funny because and it depends how you describe it. People talk to me about being, I'm an SI actually, but that I am service orientated. And I struggle with that terminology because for me, it implies on some level, one element of being forced to be, like servitude. And I don't, and for me, I find that a very difficult terminology to use, even though I'm in a service industry or have been for the last 30 odd years in terms of providing a service to the public. But I don't see myself as being someone who wants to serve people, because for me, that's almost like taking away my my control over things. I'm just doing
your decision to serve or not serve.
Yeah. And I think
it's great. It's great that you brought that up, Gavin. Because here's the problem a lot of people have when they go to their DISC styles. If you're using DISC as your human behavior styles, and there'll be a word that'll come up, and the person will be, well, no, I'm not that. Is it because, just like you said, they view that word in a different way than what the person is probably meaning when they're saying it? Like when I said service oriented, it's almost exactly like me saying supportive.
Yes.
Because it's like, to me, when I say service oriented, I'm thinking of a person that's going to be there to support you in any which way that they can, willingly, not forced, but willingly. So when I say service oriented, and it's like you said, our positions in law enforcement were service oriented. We were there to help first, not because we were forced to. It's because we really wanted to in the first place. So so for you to see it that way, it brings a new lens into, people's perception. If you see it that way, then why couldn't somebody else see another word that we use. If we said steady, and somebody, well, I'm not steady, because what is their definition of steady?
Yes, because some people might see steady as being a bit negative as well, because it's not powerful enough or whatever it may be. It feels, but actually, so, and this thing about why I like DISC profile so much is that yes, you can get kind of caught up on certain words and specific words, but actually you could ask yourself, well, what does that mean to me? Why is it about service, which I don't really like? And actually, when you talk it through, it is quite logical. But that's reflected in my DISC profile. Actually, I'm a lower in terms of conscientiousness or compliance. So what that means is I like quite a lot of autonomy. So for me to like autonomy and being forced to do something kind of intrinsically doesn't make sense in my head.
Okay.
So it's kind of those sort of things. But actually, when you talk it through, so sometimes about when you look at your DISC profiles, it's not to get to, because they're not. It's not 100% science, but they're very strong. We know that from research to say that the profiles are probably about 80% right in terms of your behavior, and we know that's logically true, because in order to get a profile, you have to answer questions. Well, they're your answers. Okay, so no one's answering for you. These are your answers. So that's why we know that the actual profiles are pretty accurate. But actually, even if it's a discussion about what does that word mean to you, and you can kind of relate it in a different way, that's quite a powerful thing to have, because any kind of reflection, I think, is good for us in terms of wanting to get better.
Okay. Well, Gavin, I go, we have some similarities, with me being a D, a direct, and more, I wouldn't say dominating, but that behavior style, but we still have a lot in common. I mean,
you can say dominating, because that's pretty about right.
Let's just say with direct. Decisive.
Okay.
Let's use those words.
You try to be dominating.
Hold on. So I guess that's a D word that I don't feel comfortable with.
Right, okay.
I don't feel like I'm forcing you to do things my way or to see it my way, but I am trying to influence you.
Yes.
Yes.
And
I guess that's because I'm a D high I, and you're an S high I.
Yes.
So we do have some similarities, Gavin. We have some similarities. Like, let's put it this way: we're both expressive. Very much so.
But that's really important. This is where I think there's some real understanding in different people. So one of the things about me as an S,
you cut out for a little bit. You cut out. Say that again.
Okay, sorry about that. So what I was going to say is that for me, understanding how you interact with different people, because of their different styles, is crucial as a leader, because I know that I have some real benefits in terms of my style. I'm good for leading teams. I will get things done. I will achieve through other people, collaborative, all that kind of stuff. I worry about people. I want them to be happy, all that kind of stuff. But there are some not so positive traits that I have in terms of trusting too much, or maybe not challenging when I should do. So when I look back on my career, the reason I've been able to get around that is, one is to know that I need to challenge. Okay, so actually forcing yourself out of your comfort zone.
Right.
But also, and this is where, if you've got the ability to pick your team around you, is quite helpful, is that actually when I look at my last few roles, I've had people that can do that for me. So what we would do, we get together, and actually, although I wasn't really conscious of that at the time, because I wasn't aware of DISC a few years ago.
But you knew what you needed.
Yes, I knew that I needed some people who would be able to do that for me. And I've been fortunate. I guess it's fortunate, because in a lot of organizations, you are just given the people that you lead. Okay, they get promoted in, so you kind of not stuck with them, because I've been blessed to have good people, but you're given people to lead. But actually, when I look back, I've been very fortunate that people have complemented my style and I've known what bits of them to get things done. So for some of that challenging stuff and a bit more directive, I've been able to use their skills more effectively, and that's helped me actually achieve what I achieved.
Okay, that's very interesting. You did cut out a couple of times during that. You must be that internet service over there in that UK. I don't know if it's compatible to what we have over here. But anyways, Gavin, I think we got most of that. But let's continue on though. Even though we do have some similarities where we're together on, like, basically we both have creative side. We like to create. We have a high profile. We like being out in front sometimes. And we also like good debates. Here's our debate, Gavin, because our difference is I don't show emotional support and you do. So for me to show that emotional support is a stretch for me. That is me going out of my, like you said, going out of my comfort zone, knowing that, hey, I don't want them to be offended. I want to show that, hey, I do care about how you feel, but it's not a high priority for me. So, even though I still have it as a lower priority, it's still an important priority. So I know I have to get out of my D and have to accommodate that in order for me to work better with you. I have to be able to make that adjustment.
Yes. And I think where the reflection comes in is that if some people know they're not very good at some things, so they will force themselves to do it. Okay, and that's fine, because that's a good step. But actually, they're not very authentic. So you've got to put yourself out your comfort zone, but be authentic about it, because you might not ever become completely comfortable doing it, but at least people will receive it in the right way. And you often see people, and I've seen quite a few people who will try and be friendly with people because they think, oh, I've got to be more friendly, but you completely, it's so, the veneer is so thin that you can see it's almost like a tick box exercise. So if you're going to do it, you're going to want to do it for the right reason. And if it's because that's you're just not showing what you really want to know, that's probably quite a good approach, because you need to do it properly. You can't just kind of do it for the sake of it. And if you know that to get the best out of people, that you need to spend a little bit of time being more empathetic, then you need to buy into that properly in order to do that.
Okay. Gavin, I want to take it to another real quick twist. Quick exercise.
Okay.
Going to a restaurant neither one of us have ever been to, and they give us the menu, and it's a very large menu. I mean, kind of like, I don't know if you're familiar with Cheesecake Factory, but they have a menu that has probably 20 pages. How long does it take you to decide on what you're going to eat?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I will. I can't even decide now. It's an interesting one because you mentioned a specific company, and that was actually one of the restaurants I've wanted to go to when I've been to the States, because I had a good experience there. And but generally with restaurants, actually, if you take out the name of the restaurant, I do tend to go with things that I like.
Okay.
I've had more burgers than I probably should have had, because that's a steady thing for me. That's like, well, I know I like a burger, but actually what I should do is try something different. So I'm not adventurous enough in a restaurant where I should probably be, but I like to go with what I like. I know what I know. I like.
Gavin, quick question: are you the last one to order? Are you the last one to make up your mind what you want to eat?
Oh yeah, I can be. Yeah, because I'm not really quite sure. You probably know before you got in, don't you?
More than likely. when the waiter comes, the waitress comes.
Yeah, do you want drinks? Yeah, I'm ready to order.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, that's all for today.
Yeah,
that's
thanks
all
for
for
raising
today.
that one. Thank you.
We can't give them everything, Gavin. We can't give them everything. All right, so this is concluding Small World Solutions, Workplace Wizards podcast, episode number 51, starring Gavin Wong and your host, Arnold Smalley. So we're going to say goodbye for now, and do follow us, because we got some things coming up in this next month of May. So you want to be a part of that. So join us on a live broadcast, or, join us on one of our webinars and challenges. So we'll have that available to those individuals as soon as next month starts. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
All right.